for a new job? Do you feel like 2026 is the year for a career pivot, but you're not quite sure how you might start? Wish you knew how to use LinkedIn to your benefit? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you have joined the right place. Welcome to the Education Evolution, and you're listening to Lifelong Learning. This is a podcast for the thinkers, the doers, and those who know the most important lessons aren't always learned in school. It is truly a pleasure to have you here with me in this virtual space. And if you're listening right now, well, let me thank you in advance for your vulnerability. Honestly, it takes a lot to sit with yourself and admit that you're ready for a change, and to mentally list the reasons why you want that change, It takes another level of vulnerability to choose to listen to this episode all the way through, because you'll have to admit some truths to yourself to be able to apply whatever you learn here. So, an early round of applause is in order. I am your host, Lindsay, affectionately known as Miss Black, and this particular episode is for the curious minds, the constantly evolving, and those that proclaim to be lifelong learners. Now, before we jump in, I need to take a quick moment to acknowledge a couple of goals that we are manifesting for the education evolution. I believe in saying things out loud so that they live in real life. 600 YouTube subscribers is what I'm choosing to say out loud here, because that is our goal for the month of January. Now, our larger goal is to have 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Yeah, baby. We thinking big. We thinking real big here, but we say something out loud, everything else is gonna fall in place for us to actually get there. One of the easiest ways to support us is to subscribe to our channel and share an episode with someone who you think can benefit from the content. And on this episode right here, as you may have guessed, we are focused on optimizing LinkedIn to push us forward in our careers. First, let's go over my credentials, because you're probably asking yourself, Miss Black, what the hell makes you qualified to tell me how to optimize your LinkedIn? Child, I was jobless and unemployed for 11 and a half months, and I just had to figure it out. So know that I'm speaking from experience and not just like telling you what sounds good, because that'd be the most irritating part about being unemployed, is like people that are employed, they're like, oh, you're going to find it. You're going to do what's perfect for you. Girl, I need like tangible action items right now. I really need the job right now, but at the very least, I don't positive language is helpful, obviously, right? In general, but we really need like actionable steps. And so that is what I'm here to provide for you today. I want to make it very clear. These steps are not comprehensive of everything that you could do. Plenty of people with a lot of information that could maybe push you even further than you would feel after listening to this episode. But I'm giving you what I got. So I have 5 key areas and a little bit of a bonus area at the end that I use in order to optimize my LinkedIn experience. And ultimately, the job that I have now, I was contacted by a recruiter on LinkedIn, and that's how I was able to land my job. So I would definitely attest in LinkedIn and my experience with LinkedIn to how I was able to land a job after a year being unemployed. Okay, so first things first, you have your headline. Now, the headline is like a bio. The headline should mirror the job you want. Let me say that again. The headline should mirror the job you want. Recruiters or hiring managers are not always scrolling down to your work experience. It's just the truth. So you have to give them what they want early on. And the headline can also be seen as a preview to your entire page. So it's important that you're thinking in that way. Eliminate the words aspiring or anything that implies that you are soon to be whatever that position is. They want someone who knows the job. Now, some people are going to know the job intimately through experience, while others have researched how to do the job and are confident that they can execute. And therefore, that's you knowing the job, in my opinion. Words mean things. So do not put yourself at the back of the pack because the adjective that you chose to use was misleading. And then people who feel like, yeah, I'm confident, I just want another program director role, I'm going to put that in there. I would push you even further to highlight some of your accolades and make them quantifiable in terms of metrics and how you succeeded in your previous position. For example, as an account executive, I have managed deals ranging from 10K to 400K, and I would put that in my headline so that I'm differentiating myself from all the other account executive pages that recruiters see, because I want to be on top.
You want to be on top?
Next step, after your headline is edited, yes, my friends, you've got to click that open to work little button so you have that green ring around your profile picture and let the world know that you're looking for a job. It can be humbling, that's for sure. Because I was talking to a friend, we were in a similar position, and she just was nervous about putting the open to work up there because you now have to reveal to people that you either no longer have a job or you're looking for another job for whatever reason. And that can feel kind of invasive or it can feel like an overshare based on the type of person that you are. But we have to sit in it. Sorry, and then push past it because what's on the other side of sharing this information with community is opportunity. And it will come in forms that you don't even expect. So you have to get on someone's radar to make the search one that is of the collective and not just on you. It's a form of accepting help without having to ask individual people like directly for the help. I think I said it earlier. Once you say something out loud, that really helps you make it real. So people know that people are looking for jobs on LinkedIn, and they especially know if you put an open to work, if you put an open to work post, and they especially know if you're putting your open to work sign on and you're also developing an open to work post. If that's something you want to hear more about, go ahead and drop in the comments because I have some tips and tricks on an actual open to work post, and maybe we can talk about that in a later episode. Now, once you've got your foundation, people know you're looking for a job. Now it's time to engage, and I mean authentically engage. So, engaging daily, especially if you're really in the job hunt and you don't already have a job, you should be on LinkedIn every day, baby. Interacting with people's posts, liking, commenting, all those things are important for you to be boosted up within the algorithm, but also for you to be seen. Someone might see that you liked a particular post. They might click on your page, then boom, they see that you're open to work and may be able to connect you to a recruiter at their job, or maybe they want to give you a referral, or maybe they know somebody in a different at a different company that is hiring for a role that they think you would be a best fit for. All of this is because you clicked open to work and you like somebody's post. Now, I would highly suggest posting at least weekly. I know for some people it's like, yeah, I can do that. Some people are like, I feel like I need the permission to do that, so I can do it now. And other people are like, I'm not comfortable with that.
Don't know nothing about that lifestyle, whatever y'all got going on, because that's not me.
Hey, your LinkedIn page should be a resume of your accomplishments. It is a space to highlight, to brag about the things that you do, share your metrics. That experience page at the bottom, like that part of the page is not always encompassing of the experience that you've had at a conference. It doesn't always show the certification that you took because you are really dedicated to being a lifelong learner and upskilling. It's not always going to show that. So it's super important that you are getting creative with what you're posting. I know somebody who read a book that was like a top seller in the industry. They decided to synthesize one of their favorite chapters and then end their post with a question so that they could encourage others to engage with their post. Beautiful. Now, when a recruiter comes on there, they're like, oh, this person is dedicated to their own learning. And also, when people like and comment, it boosts you up into the algorithm. You want to make sure that you look like you can do the job and you're explaining that you can do the job in unique ways so that when recruiters or hiring managers come to their page, they're like, yeah, I want to talk to her. But remember, LinkedIn is not Instagram. LinkedIn is not Instagram. Now, this kind of builds off of the last point, but this one is about building authentic network by interacting with people. It's a little different, but commenting on people's think pieces that you resonate with can be really helpful in you figuring out who it is that you need to align with virtually and within your network. Now, what I did when I first started, I was on LinkedIn. Teachers aren't really told to be on LinkedIn, so I didn't have that many connections. I had a goal of getting like, I don't know, 200 connections within like 2 months. I started connecting with people that I went to school with, connecting with people at previous jobs, but I really started connecting with people in my industry, even people I didn't know. Okay. Now there are certain industries that are more welcoming to this type of practice. Like I'm in sales, it's common to talk to strangers. I know people in tech are really lean into approving connections of people that they may not know. And it can be a little nerve wracking, but hey, if people deny your connection, you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So connecting in order to build this virtual network because you may be in one degree of separation from a hiring manager. And because you connected with Billy 2 months ago, you can see that Billy is also connected to that hiring manager. Okay. And now Billy can create a warm lead, a warm introduction between you and the hiring manager, all because you are intentionally building your virtual network within your industry. So go ahead and connect with some people. And honestly, I'll be connecting with people who have positions that I want to be in. Anytime I see a Black woman that is a sales director or like a DI director, whatever, I'm trying to connect with her.
I'm rooting for everybody black.
And I'm going to use a message and attach a message to the connection because most likely I want to have a coffee chat with that woman. What's a coffee chat? Y'all, I do the impossible. It's not even the impossible. It's really I have the audacity and the boldness to reach out to a stranger and be like, "Hey, I love the work that you're doing. You look like somebody whose footsteps I should be following into. I'm interested in these things. I'm wondering if you have time within the next 2 weeks for us to just chat." Child, I set up a Zoom call. I have some conversation points, but really it's just like a 15 to 30-minute conversation where you're just learning each other. That is how you build genuine network because we all want to build network in order to help us move forward or to help us gain something. But the first touch point, the first time you talk to somebody, it shouldn't be like, "Hey, I want this and I need this right now." So let that first conversation just be a general conversation. It's less heat on you. It just feels very authentic. And in this day and age, especially with the market being as tough as it is, it's important that we are building and maintaining relationships. Seriously. Now, the last tip that I have for you that I use is to use that job icon at the top of the LinkedIn page. Now, that's, a pretty straightforward way to find jobs. But what people don't know is that but what people don't know, if I'm not mistaken, you have to pay a fee to be able to post your jobs on LinkedIn. So some people just post jobs the natural way. The more connections you make, the more posts that you are going to be able to see across your industry. So if me and you are in the same industry, you're looking for a job, and I like a director of sales post, and that lady is looking to hire 3 positions. It is more likely that her post is going to pop up into your feed because I liked it and we are connected. So now, because of this connection that you made with me, you're actually seeing job opportunities that are not in the jobs that are at the top of LinkedIn. Those are great ways to make direct connections with hiring managers or to make connections with people that are already at the company that might be able to give you some insight about the role, about the department, or actually connect you to a hiring manager. We have to use all of the tools and resources that we have in our back pocket to really dominate in this job seeking type of adventure. Let me say adventure. And those are the 5 that I use to land my job. Now, but a bonus, if you got a little monies, you can pay for LinkedIn Premium. I think you get like the first 1, 2, or 3 months free, a little trial. But it's great because some of the benefits of LinkedIn Premium, and I'm not going to list all of them, you can see who viewed your profile. That means if you saw a recruiter or somebody from a company you want to work at, viewed your profile, now you have an in to actually reach out to them and message them about opportunities. You get in-mail credits. So when you connect with somebody on LinkedIn, you have an option to send a message, but you only have 3 messages that you can send in a month cycle. With LinkedIn Premium, you can send as many messages as you want, allowing you to stand out from other candidates. The other major thing that I used with my LinkedIn Premium was unlimited access to LinkedIn Learning, where I was able to upskill. So there might be like a 30-minute course that I can take, and then I can post it and tell the world of LinkedIn that I got the certification. So that's giving me an opportunity to post. And now I've created a more robust vocabulary that is industry aligned to help me when I go into interviews. That was a lot to process and dissect. And that's just scratching the surface for real. If you're a job seeker right now, please know that I stand with you on a very personal level. This stuff is not easy, it's humbling, but it's also hopeful, and it takes you on a journey of learning before seeing the prize on the other side. I'm Lindsay Black, if you forgot. And if this episode at any point made you go, I never thought of that, then share it with someone who was recently laid off or someone that has been talking about leaving their job for the last year. I got some people in mind. Because you never know what a little nudge can do for somebody. If you're watching on YouTube, hey. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Which of the tips most resonates with you? What do you feel like you would do tomorrow to optimize your LinkedIn? And if you haven't already, subscribe and help us reach our goal of 600 subscribers so this conversation can just keep growing. And until next time, you beautiful, intelligent, goal-oriented people. And with that, I leave you. Love y'all. Bye.